In this video, we are going to talk about a very, very interesting concept, the concept of outliers. Outliers are extremely large values or extremely small values, which tend to pull the entire analysis in their direction. Now, outliers are very, very harmful. And usually in the EDA stage, we identify outliers and remove them if they are a data entry mistake, or we have to make certain transformations if we choose to keep them. So outliers are very, very important, particularly at the EDA stage, and how we handle outliers influences the success of our analysis. I've got an employee data set here. You're already familiar with this particular data set. I've got all the employee details here. I've got one important variable, namely salary. Using this particular variable salary, I'll try to demonstrate how to identify an outlier. In SPSS, you can go to the Analyze menu. You can choose the second option here, Descriptive Statistics. Within this, the third item here would be Explore. Choose the Explore button. I'll choose Reset just to flush out any earlier work that I had done. I'll choose the variable Salary and click on the arrow here. Now, this is the variable that I'll be choosing for analysis. Now, what I'll do here is to see if there's anything interesting that I can pick up. Statistics, it'll give me descriptives, M estimators. I'll just choose outliers. As of today, I'm not interested to talk about M estimators and such things. That's a separate discussion, maybe for another day. I'll just choose outliers. I'll choose the option Continue. And then I'll go to Plots. And I'll remove the stem and leaf plot. Stem and leaf and histogram, that's again beyond the scope of today's video. Normality plots with tests I do not need. So I'll just choose the option Continue and choose OK. Now, very, very easy to understand. What SPSS does is it highlights the 5 values along with their case number. It's also identifying the case number. It says that case number 29, 32, 18, 343 and 456 can be called as extreme cases. It also gives the value corresponding to each of these cases. Similarly, SPSS also highlights 5 very, very low values, which it considers as outliers. For example, case number 378, 338, 411, 224, and case number 90 have been identified as outliers. Now, a tabular representation is fine, but what I would like to look at is this particular plot. I'm sure that all of you have seen this. This is what is called as a box plot. It's also called as box and whiskers plot, because you can see a blue colored box here, which gives you the first quartile, second quartile, and third quartile. The thick line is very, very interesting here because that represents the median. I'll explain this in detail as to what a box plot does in a separate video. But as of now, what I want you to focus on is these star marks here. All these asterisk marks here, you see a set of values here, starting with 29. You can see the case number 29 here, which is an extreme case here. So this is of interest to us. You can also see other cases like case number 32, 343, 18, 103, 456. They're all sort of marked, called out. Why? Because all these things are nothing but all these cases are outliers and extreme values. In normal day-to-day conversation, we tend to treat outliers and extreme values as though it is the same, but technically speaking, it is not the same. There is a distinction between outliers and extreme values. Outliers are definitely harmful, but extreme values are more harmful. They're very, very extreme, and they're very, very large values. SPSS highlights them by putting an asterisk mark here. Outliers are usually shown using a circle, and extreme values are shown using an asterisk mark. Now, it becomes a bit difficult if you have 12 values. How do you choose each value, go back to the data set, again, identify that? That becomes manually doing it becomes very, very difficult. So how do you do this? You just double click on the chart. The chart editor window opens up. Now here, what you can do is you can just select the outliers by one gentle click. right? If you click multiple times, too many windows opens up, and it leads to a lot of confusion. So just one gentle click is sufficient to select all the outliers. At this stage, what I'll do is I'll just right click and then choose the sixth option from the top, which is go to case. The moment I click on go to case, it goes back to the data set and flags, it highlights all the people who have given outliers. So I find this very, very interesting and very easy to identify outliers like this because the chart is very, very interactive and it allows you to sort of pick up all these outliers. For example, you can see 358 keys has been highlighted because this is an outlier. She's a manager. She's given a salary value of 56,750. We have to actually check whether this is an authentic value or perhaps there's a data entry mistake. Case number 351, 353, all these are outliers. We have to investigate these cases in greater detail. We have to do a bit of brainstorming session with the client to check how are we going to proceed from this stage. Flushing it out, removing them might not always be a right option. Keeping them would sort of distort your analysis. Maybe you want to take them in a separate file and investigate them further. All these are certain questions we need to carefully consider. Now, this is what is called as a one-dimensional outlier because I've just taken one particular variable to assess whether a particular case is an outlier or not. What would be very, very interesting would be to do a deep dive analysis and check for each of these categories. As you can see here, there is clerical category, managerial category, and custodial category. For each of these categories separately, are there outliers? That's a very, very interesting study to do. How would you do this? Just go to Analyze, click on the Descriptive Statistics button, and here you can just check the option Explore. You've already chosen current salary as the dependent list. Now, what you can do is job category, you can choose as the factor list, right? Why job category? Because I want 3 separate box plots, one for clerks, one for custodials, and one for managers. And I would like to identify which of these cases happens to be an outlier for that specific job category. Once you do this, you can just choose the option OK. Let me just scroll down. This is the earlier output that I have. Let me look at the latest output. This is the latest output. As you can see here, this is a long table, very, very difficult to sort of interpret it and make sense out of this. I'll just go straight to the box plot. Very interestingly, you see 3 different box plots, one corresponding to clerks. You can see quite a few outliers here. Case number 218, 272, and 72 happen to be outliers for clerks. Very interesting. For custodials, case number 303 and 281 are considered as outliers. You have other sets of cases as well. For managers, you can see there's a star mark corresponding to 29, which we saw in the earlier box plot as well. If you recall the earlier box plot, 29th case was an outlier. The same thing is represented even here. 29, 32, 18, and 353rd case are all considered as outliers. So this is how you can identify outliers and extreme values. Now, as an additional level of analysis, what you can do is, now the purpose of this video was to show you outliers and extreme values, but you can also do some supplementary analysis here. This is a box plot, and right at the center, you see a thick line, which represents the median or the average. It goes without saying that the median salary for males, you can compare the thick line for managers with the thick lines of clerks and custodials. It's at a higher level. The thicker line or the median is at a higher level, indicating that the managers are getting paid a higher salary, which is but natural. Now I see there is no box at all corresponding to custodials, which means that there is hardly any variation in the salary. Now there's a simple rule of thumb to check the variation, and that is look at the size of the box. If the size of the box is bigger, it means that there is more variation. On the other hand, if the size of the box is smaller, it means that there is little variation or no variation at all. So this is how you can sort of interpret the variation part of it. Now look at the clerical category. You have some kind of variation here. at least better than custodial, but that variation is lesser as compared to the managerial category. So you have, in this particular video, learned how to identify outliers and extreme values. The second thing that you have done is to basically compare the median salary for each of these three groups. Also, the third thing that we have learned is by comparing the variation, by looking at the size of the box, we can compare the variation of the salary for each of these groups. A box plot, or to be more precise, a box and a whiskers plot is a great weapon. It's a great tool to check for outliers and deal with outliers. I thank you so much for looking at this particular video. I request you to subscribe to my videos and like my videos. I'll see you in my next video.